Hey guys, and how about we watch Samurai Jack versus Afro Samurai Death Battle. Now again, I am genuinely sorry that this is the matchup that happened as opposed to the other one. It really isn't even something I should be apologizing for, but I feel the need in some regard, you know? It's weird. Regardless, we're here now, and I don't know nearly enough about Afro Samurai and what he's done, so I, at this moment, am going to say Jack will win. Just as a random guess, I suppose. I want him to win. Jack is the one I've actually seen and heard impressive things of. So I suppose I don't have much actual reasoning to justify my answer, but that's my answer as of now. But I mean, it's not up to me. It's up to these guys. I might get it right, I might get it wrong. I don't really know. But either way, let's start our show.
This episode is brought to you by Honey, the free shopping tool that automatically finds the best promo codes on the web so you get the best prices for everything you buy online.
We use it all the time.
This is a very new advertisement.
Right. Look, I just saved $5 on pizza.
Normally I don't even talk over advertisement if they have them, but
It just takes 2 clicks to install and will save you money.
Click the link below to add Honey to your browser for free.
Or go to joinhoney.com/battle.
Why'd they do that?
/battle.
Why not just draw the graphic for the window if you... Dun, dun, dun,
Among
dun,
the soldiers
dun,
of history,
dun,
the samurai is one of the most prestigious and dangerous.
So let's pit two of the best of them in a fight to the death.
Samurai
Oh, boy.
Jack, the warrior prince lost in time.
And Afro
I really like the
Samurai,
movie
who's
clips they've been
one
using.
cold-blooded mother effer. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Oh yeah, I forgot, it was hand-drawn. Which is
Long
nice.
ago, in a distant land, Aku, the shape-shifting master of darkness, unleashed an unspeakable evil.
But a foolish samurai warrior wielding a magic sword stepped forth to oppose me. I mean him.
And that nameless samurai became known as... Jack.
Jack was out.
Jack.
Yo, Jack was
Jack.
Doesn't really strike fear into your enemies.
Young Jack was the son of a Japanese emperor who had imprisoned Aku years before. However, upon Aku's return, the emperor and his army were quickly defeated. The last of all hope remained in the hands of his son.
Oh, look how small he is. Well, to prep for beating the snot out of Aku, little Jack traveled the world, training with the best of the best.
Most notably, he learned horseback riding from a sheikh, staff fighting...
I
in
never
Africa,
remember
wrestling from
about this sort of
gladiators,
stuff.
axe throwing from a Russian boyar, mounted combat from the Mongols, martial
What?
arts from Shaolin monks,
And archery from freaking Robin Hood. You know,
Oh,
everyone's
nice.
favorite talking fox. Ooh, da lolly.
wrong Robin Hood.
That's your opinion.
Jack's progress was exceptional. At just 8 years old, he
Boomstick
defended a
subscribes to
whole
the theory
village
that
from a
all
band of
Robin Hoods
marauders.
are the same.
All before he could even legally drink the good stuff. 17 years later, he was ready for the final boss. He just needed one more thing. His pajamas.
No, his katana.
Katana, pajama, tomato, Alfredo. It's all the same.
What,
But before
Alfredo?
Jack could put his training to good use, Aku pulled a bitch move and zapped him hundreds of years into the future.
What a waste. Just like when you spend 4 sleepless years struggling through college and then find out too late that nobody cares about your English major.
I thought you graduated from the School of Evil Science or something.
Well, you still have to pick a major.
Should have chose a more practical one, Wiz, like mine.
Poultry.
Anyway,
I
even
remember
though he was
poultry
trapped in
science.
the future, Jack stuck to his mission to get back to the past and take down Aku. And he had the right weapon for the job.
See, Aku cannot be harmed by conventional means. Thus, a special blade was forged by gods from Norse, Egyptian, and Hindu pantheons.
I did not
This
realize that
sword
it
is
mixed
nearly
together all of
unbreakable
these
and
different
absolutely
pantheons.
incorruptible.
And boy, is Jack's katana an extremely effective weapon.
It can absorb and redirect energy, including fire, vaporize beings of evil, and slice through nearly any substance, even adamantium.
The Wolverine super metal?
Wait,
Why
what?
is that there?
Probably just coincidental naming, but it is shown to be stronger than steel.
Of course it is. So the sword's pretty awesome. But
Yeah,
so
that was weird.
He's strong enough to push over this giant pillar.
Oh my
tough
God.
enough to survive a fall from orbit, and fast enough to defeat 6 bounty hunters in the time it took for 1 drop of water to hit the ground. By timing the drop, all this had to have taken place in about 1/3 of a second. He's like
I'm sorry.
Ninja samurai. Ninja Mirai.
Actually, he is trained in ninjutsu, which probably helped when he was forced to dodge beams of sunlight. For this one in particular, it's clear Jack began dodging after the beam was fired. By
Yes.
examining both Jack and the beam's movement
Thank you.
frame by frame,
Thank
we
you so
conclude
much
his
for
fast reaction
actually,
speed
like,
must be
addressing
nearly
that.
70% the speed of light.
Damn, that's fast. What can he do? Next thing you'll tell me he has the power to fly or something.
Well, Jack can't fly, but he did learn how to...
Jump good.
Yes, that. By strapping a giant boulder on his back, which compared to his height we can determine to weigh 39 tons, Jack learned how to leap high enough to clear these trees.
Crouching tiger, hidden samurai. These trees are pretty big, and this jungle has a bunch of these ugly baboons running around. And if I were a betting man, which I am, I'd say that this is the African rainforest, where the average tree is about 130 feet tall. Tips on Jack from my basketball team. Guy's got hops.
We haven't even mentioned the time he survived several exploding missiles with his friend, the Scotsman.
Why does he look so familiar?
Yeah.
Well, I like it.
With so much talent, it was only a matter of time.
The
until
gun
Jack
leg.
found his
That's
way
what
home
it is.
and defeated Aku once and for all. But it took a lot longer than it probably should have. 50 years, in fact.
Yeah, good thing time travel makes you stop aging for some reason. But Jack's a good-hearted soul, like a Boy Scout who hasn't discovered Twitter yet.
He can be pretty gullible when it comes to more devious opponents. Also, he continues to prolong his lonely journey over and over, just because he frequently puts the needs of others before his own. Still,
Well, I don't know why
the
they
first
say
thing
that
you
is a
should watch
flaw.
out
That is a-
for Samurai Jack.
That is not that much of a flaw.
Who else wants some?
The stories that surround
Oh,
the
what?
2 sacred headbands are as many as the men. who
He had a
died in their
3D
pursuit.
something,
What's
movie,
so
game,
special
whatever.
about some strips of headcloth?
Legend says they were created by the gods, or they can grant the
I haven't
wearer
even heard of them.
supernatural
I didn't
powers.
expect them to
But
be.
in truth, the headbands only bring pain and loss.
Huh.
Such was the case with Afro Samurai.
Wait, did his parents really call him Afro? Talk about setting big expectations.
Well, no, it's a nickname, but even if they did, have you seen his dad? I think they knew what to expect.
Damn, just look at it. Oh, and hey look, he's got the #1 headband.
Here's how this works. The person who wears the #1 headband is said to rule the world, and the only person who can challenge the #1 is whoever possesses the #2. In contrast, anybody can challenge the owner of the #2 for the right to wear that headband, and thus gain
Huh.
the right to challenge the #1.
So, like, you just work your way up so that only one guy in the world can challenge you? So where do I get one of these headbands? Then no one will mess with me.
Actually, the opposite would probably happen, which young Afro witnessed firsthand when some freak named Justice showed up with the #2 and killed his father right in front of him.
Why does this always happen? You know, I always thought parenting was the hardest thing about being a dad, but at this point, I think it's just actually staying alive if your kid's ever gonna do anything great. Or just sticking around for them.
Despite knowing that he was effectively created
Very
to
gory
challenge,
series, I see.
Justice left Afro alone to mourn his loss.
So, of course, Afro swore revenge and started learning swordsmanship under a swordmaster named Swordmaster. Who
What?
the hell is naming these people?
Through Swordmaster's training of sword mastery, Afro learned the traditional samurai fighting styles.
No,
and
seriously,
jutsu
is that like one of the
And
jokes of
Jutsu
the
is all
series?
about
Everyone
how
is
to kill
named
an opponent
literally.
as fast as possible. While Kendo is more about discipline and being zen and stuff. Naturally, Afro preferred the more kick-ass one.
Right. Swordmaster's goal was to refine Afro's body and mind, instilling upon him a sense of honor, or bushido. But that didn't quite mesh with Afro's thirst for vengeance.
So when he found out that Swordmaster had the #2 headband all along, he knew what he had to do. And now he could take down the guy who killed his dad.
alongside his new friend / burden, Ninja.
Oh, come the f on! Where'd this guy come from?
Now don't we look like shit? How you been, man?
Well, it's not entirely clear. He's there, but at the same time, not there. Ninja is believed to be the guardian of the number 2 headband, but all he ever really does is talk, and talk some more.
He got arrows and grenades and shit. You ain't got no chance, dude.
Though it's also possible Ninja is simply a figment of Afro's mind, brought about by psychological stress.
You know, I have an imaginary friend.
Aren't you a little old for that?
Not for Al Gundy. He's a gun who also talks to me. He
I'm
tells
sorry.
me to do stuff.
Oh boy.
Okay. Anyway, to be honest, calling Afro a samurai is a bit misleading. He's actually more akin to a ronin, a samurai with no master.
Ah.
And so, with his swordsmanship perfect,
Wait, how is Samurai Jack a samurai then? He doesn't have a master. Okay.
An arsenal fit for revenge.
Including his father's sword. This super long blade has
Video
lasted
game.
for decades
Okay.
of battle without much issue. Perfect for kicking some ass.
He also has a steel comb, which can be a surprisingly effective offensive and defensive tool.
And since he doesn't care about that honor BS, he's not afraid to play dirty by attacking with his sandals.
But while on the road to justice,
Wait, is that-
Afro's number 2 headband attracted
Is
all
that
manner
against
of
the rules?
dangerous enemies. Luckily, he's more than capable of dealing with each and every one of them.
He's strong enough to cut other swords in half, throw his sheath through another guy's throat, and even tear off metal arms.
Pretty impressive, as many modern metals have tensile strength as high as 80,000 pounds per square inch.
Sorry,
Afro's
Jack
fast enough
is...
to cut bullets out of thin air.
Okay.
And even a laser beam.
I should note that it's not a plasma-based beam. It bounces off reflective surfaces, doesn't explode upon contact, and it's literally labeled a laser. This means Afro blocked a beam that moved as fast as light, more than 670 million miles per hour.
Get this.
Okay, so
that
he's
laser beam
faster,
came from a
but
robot
is not
version
nearly
of
as
Afro.
strong.
Talk about metal. This Afro droid could easily smash up a car, and our boy Afro just tore it apart. He's survived getting hit by rockets, including this RPG that fragmented a giant cliff face.
RPG in a backpack.
I think I smell math coming.
This tree nearby is most likely a Japanese mountain ash.
Oh,
which
that's
can
just so
sometimes grow
random.
As high as 30 feet. With that in mind, we compared its height to the fragmentation created by the explosion, and compared the
Such a
resulting
random way to
surface area
measure
the
it.
shear force for granite. With this, we deduced the RPG's highest possible explosive yield must be around 72 tons of TNT.
Damn, what kind of mega rocket launcher are these guys packing? And where do I get it?
Many stood in his way, and Afro didn't get through them all unscathed.
But by the end, he cut down justice, took his revenge in hand, and proved to the world that Afro Samurai is #1.
Why you gotta kill all my men? Why you gotta kill me?
Nothing personal. It's just revenge.
I don't know, that
Alright,
feels
combatants
personal.
are set. Let's
Either
end
way,
this debate once
Jack
and for all.
is definitely stronger.
These swords makes me wanna
Much
sharpen my
stronger,
knives
but,
for my Blue Apron meal tonight.
I don't know about
By
durability.
now, you've probably heard
Speed,
of Blue Apron,
Afro
the leading
has
meal kit delivery service
100%.
in the U.S.
But did you know about all the different kinds of delicious foods you can make? Like the honey chipotle glazed chicken with poblano and lime
I will
rice.
100% say I prefer this to the
Since they offer
dubstep.
12 new recipes
Like-
each week.
like I just
All you
wanna
have to do is
put
choose
that
the
out
2,
there.
3, or 4 that sound best to you, and they deliver it right to your door.
Plus, it's super simple to cook. It's got easy to follow instructions and perfectly proportioned ingredients. They're non-GMO, and the meat has no added hormones. My favorite part is feeling like a master chef, making creative and delicious meals with my own hands. You guys really need to try it out.
Why'd
It's
you
pretty
use
nice
that
coming
knife to
home
cut
knowing I'll have
chicken?
a delicious meal I can whip up with ease.
So check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free.
Why are
at
you putting it down with your hand?
/battle. That's
I guess there's nothing that wrong with that, but I would not touch avocado with my hand.
But right now, it's time for a death battle!
Your sword smells of blood.
So does yours.
Oh, cutting the bridge down. What? Okay, now that's playing dirty.
You jump good.
Oh, thank you?
Oh, wow. I like the dynamic, letterboxing. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy crap. Oh my god. Oh my god!
So, like, is he gonna get his arm back, or...?
Afro was an exceptional warrior, and his skills would absolutely dominate most sword fights. However, Jack has had a lot of experience with opponents who fight dirty, and Afro could not stand up to his physical superiority.
Yeah, Afro never showed strength like how Jack lifted that 39-ton boulder.
Jack could react as fast as 70% the speed of light. Afro did block that light speed laser beam, but based on the distance between him and the Afro droid, he only needed to react around 21% the speed of light to do this.
Wait, what?
Still putting him at impressive relativistic speeds, but not even half as quick as Jack.
I didn't think of that.
So, while Afro survived that mega-sized RPG explosion,
That's an interesting
don't
thought.
forget how Jack survived a fall from orbit.
While it does seem the spacesuit was responsible for Jack surviving re-entry, it certainly can't be held solely accountable for the final impact. Starting his descent from the Kármán line, or the boundary between Earth's atmosphere and space, Jack covered a distance of 62 miles in just under 7 seconds, moving well over terminal velocity.
Thanks to being propelled by exploding space bees.
Which means his top velocity was approximately 37,000 miles per hour. Adding the spacesuit's weight to his own, this means his impact force must have equaled about 19 megatons of force. Way more than anything Afro survived.
And then he just got up and walked away. Badass. In the end, Jack was just too fast, too strong, too tough.
That was the
and too
biggest,
well-trained
like,
for Afro to...
I guess even finish
The winner
that they've ever had.
Samurai Jack.
He lost his arm, but he won. Actually, no, technically Raiden lost his arm too. But it's not a big deal for him. That's, I guess that's the difference. It's a big deal for Jack. Next time. Carnage. Oh, who are you? Lucy. I'm not familiar. Well, this is one of the most interesting, next times they've had. And what I mean by interesting is unique. I have never heard of Lucy, but I'm surprised that they're doing I don't know, it's just an unusual, refreshing sort of thing. It's another comic versus anime, but at the same time, I'm thinking, have they really done one of those besides Goku vs. Superman? They've had cartoons, they've had games versus anime, but have they ever had... They did have Captain Marvel versus Android 18. They did. Okay. I just couldn't think of it. But regardless, Carnage is one of those cool characters. I can't say anything about it because I literally have no idea who Lucy is. Which is actually kind of surprising to me. Again, I've been in this community for a while, to the point where I sort of just know a lot of the characters that get suggested. Lucy is the first one in, like, at least a year that I have not known anything about. And I don't want to get that confused with other things. I said at the beginning of this video I didn't know enough about Afro Samurai. I'd never watched his series, but the difference is I knew who he was. Lucy, I have absolutely no idea who she is. They said she was from Elfin Lee, and I don't know what that show is. Again, it's interesting. I'll have to look into her, at least a little bit. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 episodes until episode 100. Or rather, the 4th episode from now is episode 100. It'll be interesting to see what they do for that, because they've been hyping it up. Ben has been doing a sort of countdown. Like, they're definitely building up to it, so I'm interested to see what it is. Maybe that's the fabled Darkseid versus Thanos. Who knows? Who really knows? Okay, well, again, I agree with this one. I'm happy about this one. That was the biggest loss a character has suffered in their victory to date. No one has been that crippled by the end of a death battle. No victor has been that crippled by the end of a death battle before. And again, Raiden is not a fair comparison. Well, if you enjoyed my video, you can leave a like down there. If you didn't, leave a dislike, please. If you want to see more videos like this from me in the future, you can subscribe to the channel, and I will see all of you in the next video. Just so you know, I always salute when I say see you in the next video. It's a weird quirk I have. I don't know.